Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Forman, and today we have the 2018-2019 O'Neill Wave of the Winter winner, Cody Craig, and also Real Team Rider. Cody, thanks for joining us today. We're in the middle of the 2019-2020 O'Neill Wave of the Winter here in Cape Hatteras, and already a lot of the local surfers are submitting waves. So let's talk a little bit about last year's Wave of the Winter and the contest. Like, you know, in general, like the 2018-2019 winter season, like what was it like overall?
I mean, the waves were pretty sick. We had, at least 2 or 3, contending swells every month. So
the last few winters, typically when you think East Coast winter, you think a lot of cold weather, you think a lot of northeast swells, like, north swells, and a lot of lefts, like coming down the beach. But your winning wave last winter, the one that won you $1,000, like that was actually a right, yeah?
Yeah, it was actually a right, and we were surfing the lighthouse earlier in the day, and we moved to another location. Instead of going left, we were getting these rights. I think it must have had a little bit of south swell as well, so it might have been a little mix. And God, we got some great wedges, and it kind of, I don't know, got some killer rights.
The looking at the one thing that kind of struck me as being worth talking about, like with the equipment that you were riding last year. Obviously people that are surfing through the winter, they're all going to be, on their game. They're all going to be fit. And a lot of people are riding like pretty small boards. Like everybody's on this kick to ride or kind of push to ride smaller and smaller boards to sit underneath it and like fit inside of it. But when I was checking out your board, I don't know, man, it definitely seemed like a lot more foam, than what most people are riding.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about the board that you got that wave on last year.
Well, I was riding a 6.5. It's a Doc Losh from Huntington Beach, California. And it's basically a board I just kind of pulled out of the woodwork. I'm used to riding bigger boards because I ride longboards a lot.
Okay.
So I try not to have that mindset of I have to ride a 6.0 or something, one of these smaller boards that a lot of guys are riding in these types of conditions. I typically ride something bigger than maybe what I should be, but I like it because I can paddle it. It gets you through the lineup faster, and with all the wetsuit and heavy equipment on, it feels a lot better to me.
Cody, how tall are you? How tall are you and how much do you weigh?
I'm probably 5'10", 175.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this board, I mean, just to give you a reference, this board's 6'5" by 20 by 3. So like 170, and I'm not saying like by 3, it is 3. It actually says 3. Do you think this gave you an advantage as far as like over like your normal short board in those type of conditions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the advantage of having a little more volume under your belly while you're paddling can give you that extra edge to get down the face. I mean, a lot of guys ride a smaller board and they get caught up in the lip, So, a little bit longer, maybe a little bit thicker. It pays off. I think so. Just that little bit of volume can get you down the face and get you, that extra stroke that you need into the wave.
So, how is, this winter's been a warm, this winter's been a warm winter. It's beginning of February. You're in a short sleeve shirt. We get like days in the 60s pretty regularly. We're on cold winters, it'd be in the 20s.
Absolutely.
A lot in February. How's this winter been going so far for waves?
So far, so good. We've had a lot of killer south swells. So that south swell brings a lot of warm water. And I mean, it's been toasty out there in comparison to winters before. So guys are going without gloves. We're wearing 4.3s and no boots. It's pretty insane for this type of year.
And do you have any waves like so far that you think would hold up, in this year's wave of the winter?
This past December, I got a wave out in Rodanthe. That was, it was one of those warmer days, south swells, and I still had all the boots and gloves on and everything, but man, I got a really long tube at S-turns, and I don't know. It may not be the biggest wave, but I think it could be a contender.
And what board were you riding in that one?
I was riding a 6.2 Lost. It's a retro gun.
Okay.
Yep.
And we had that set up as a thruster or a quad?
I've been riding it as a quad.
Okay.
Just to get that speed, a little extra oomph.
Nice, man, nice. Yeah, I saw some footage of that wave. It was totally insane, man.
Oh man, I was so stoked. And I think I was riding a 32 liters.
Okay.
So, a lot of guys are riding boards, they're in the 29 to 30 liters. A couple extra liters never hurts, man.
Okay, nice. I mean, yeah, and like what you mentioned, like with your longboarding and like, the mid lengths you have and the longboards you have, it's like you're not afraid of a little bit of extra
I don't
length
really
or
mind a
thickness.
little extra length, you know what I mean? Because riding longboards growing up and stuff like that, it doesn't really hurt. You get that extra paddle power. So.
Well, good luck with that one, man. We hope you get some better and some additional waves this winter as well, and also congrats, man. $1,000 and wave of the winter last year. That's huge. Tune in, you know, O'Neill wave of the winter going down 2019, 2020 winter here in Cape Hatteras. Real team rider Cody Craig, thanks for joining us. Woo. And we'll be hosting the O'Neill Wave of the Winter party on Saturday, May 2nd here at Real. So come on down. Waterman's Bar and Grill will be serving dinner and drinks. We'll have some live tunes up on the stage, and hope you can join us. Thanks for tuning in.